You feel that primal urge. The moment she pulls away, a frantic alarm screams within your nervous system. Chase her, secure her, reclaim her attention. That instinct, that desperate scramble, is the very poison that guarantees her permanent, irreversible disgust. You've been fed a lie, a comforting, insidious narrative that equates pursuit with passion, persistence with romantic heroism. Society, in its sentimental blindness, has armed you with the very weapons that ensure your defeat in the silent, brutal warfare of attraction. What if I told you that every step you take towards a woman who is retreating is not a step closer to her heart, but a nail hammered into the coffin of her desire for you? This isn't about playing games. This is about understanding the forbidden core of her psychology, the ancient, unacknowledged operating system that dictates attraction with a finality that defies your logic, your effort, your good intentions. Prepare to confront a truth so fundamental, so counter to everything you've been taught, that it may shatter your current perception of romantic dynamics. The knowledge you are about to receive will not just change how you interact, it will re-architect your understanding of power, desire, and the invisible currents that truly govern female response. This is seduction noir, and the price of this gnosis is the death of your illusions. At the deepest, pre-verbal level of her psyche, attraction is not a negotiation. It is a recognition of power. Not aggressive force, but the unmistakable signature of sovereign presence. When you chase, you invert this fundamental dynamic. You abdicate your throne. You signal in the silent language her biology understands with perfect clarity. My value is conditional upon your attention. Your withdrawal diminishes me. I need you more than you need me. This is not romantic. It is a broadcast of profound psychological and energetic weakness. The act of chasing instantly recasts you from potential sovereign to supplicant, from predator in the archetypal sense of one who commands his reality, to prey, one whose fate is determined by another's whim. Consider the relentless attack on your senses. Psychologically, chasing communicates neediness. Neediness is the antithesis of desire. It reeks of desperation, a void within you that you expect her to fill. No woman is truly attracted to a vacuum. Evolutionarily, her primal programming scans for signals of high mate value, resourcefulness, emotional stability, self-sufficiency, social dominance. Chasing screams the opposite. It suggests you lack options, that your internal world is barren without her. Energetically, your pursuit projects an outward-flowing, pleading energy. True attraction is gravitational. It pulls, it does not push. The sovereign presence is a still point, a concentrated field around which reality and her attention naturally begin to orbit. Neurologically, your frantic pursuit likely triggers her own anxiety circuits, not in a way that creates erotic tension, but in a way that signals instability and potential burden. She may feel pity, annoyance, or even contempt, never raw, untamed desire. The forbidden core reason chasing kills attraction is this. It is a fundamental violation of the unspoken laws of perceived value and psychic dominance. You are demonstrating with every pursuing step that you are not the prize. You are the pursuer of the prize. And the prize never chases. Observe the ubiquitous tragedy of the persistent ghoster. He has a pleasant interaction. She shows initial interest. Then she pulls back. Perhaps she's busy. Perhaps she's testing. Perhaps her interest genuinely waned. His response? An immediate escalation of contact. More texts, longer messages. Just checking in. Hope you're okay. Did I say something wrong? With each unanswered message, his perceived value plummets. He is no longer a potential equal, a source of intriguing energy. He becomes a task on her to-do list. Respond to needy guy. The more he pushes, the more her internal repulsion solidifies. He is actively, with his own hands, digging the grave of her attraction. Now contrast this with the seduction noir adept, the man initiated into the power of sovereign stillness. After a potent interaction, if she withdraws, he does not pursue. He amplifies his absence. He returns his focus to his own world, his mission, his internal sovereignty. What happens? Her psyche, accustomed to the predictable dance of male pursuit, registers an anomaly. Why isn't he chasing? This creates a vacuum, a space of uncertainty. Her mind, which may have already begun to dismiss him, is now forced to reevaluate. His silence, his lack of pursuit, becomes a powerful statement of self-possession. It signals, my world does not stop if you are not in it. My value is inherent, not granted by your attention. This counterintuitive move doesn't just preserve attraction, it often ignites it. The hunter, for a moment, becomes the hunted. Her curiosity is piqued. The power dynamic begins to subtly, irrevocably shift. He didn't play hard to get, he became hard to get by embodying a reality where he is already complete. Let me share something, a moment from my own path, from a time when the cathedral's foundations were still being laid in my own soul. I met a woman, beautiful, sharp-tongued, an extrovert with a captivating gaze. It was at a restaurant. I was with my brother. We engaged, and I secured her number. The first date followed quickly. But the man she met was not truly me. He was a construct, a performance born from a desperate chorus of, am I good enough? Every action was filtered through a layer of game, a set of techniques I believed were seduction, but were, in truth, sophisticated masks for deep-seated insecurities. She sensed it, of course. A woman's intuition for inauthenticity is a scalpel. She withdrew, subtly at first, then more decisively. And here, the old script would have dictated pursuit. Frantic texts, justifications. But something within me, a nascent understanding of the principles we now teach, resonated with a different truth. I didn't chase. I never did. I let her go. My focus shifted inward to deconstructing why that interaction felt so hollow, why I felt so hollow. As my path into true seduction, into self-possession deepened, I began to understand the energetic signature I had broadcast, one of need, not of power. We lived in the same area. Chance encounters became inevitable. In those moments, there was no awkwardness on my part, no lingering resentment, just composure, a playful remark here, a confident glance there. This wasn't a tactic, it was the nascent emergence of a man less concerned with her validation and more anchored in his own reality. Her perplexity was palpable. The man she had easily dismissed was not the man she now encountered in these fleeting, uncharged moments. The script she had written for me was being subtly, powerfully reauthored by my non-reaction. One day, a text. Hi. My response, after a calibrated pause, was not eager. It was imbued with a playful challenge, a hint of sovereign amusement. Fa, took you long enough, didn't it? Followed by a couple of carefully chosen emojis. A spark to create intrigue, a gentle nudge to her frame. Her reply, "For what?" was the opening. I called. She answered, telling me she was naked in the shower, a clear test. The old me would have faltered, become flustered or overly eager. The emerging sovereign simply stated with calm amusement, "You can activate the speaker, you don't need your hands to talk to me." The rest, as they say, became a different story. Not because of a perfect first date, but because the fundamental dynamic had been recalibrated. I didn't win her back. I became a man whose frame, whose mission, whose internal reality was more compelling than the memory of my initial flawed performance. This is the noir truth. She didn't respond to a changed tactic. She responded to a changed man, one whose frame, as Rollo Tomasi might articulate, became undeniably his own. A man who understood, as Puck whispered, that his worth wasn't in her choosing him, but in him choosing his own path, his own vision, relentlessly. A woman, no matter how captivating, cannot truly derail a man who is on fire with his own mission, who has learned to master his own lust, who invests every day in the forging of his own body, mind, and spirit. She becomes an honored guest in his kingdom, not the queen of his ruins. This journey from chasing shadows to embodying sovereign presence is the essence of what we deconstruct here. Do you feel the uncomfortable truth of this settling in your bones? That faint nausea of recognizing your own past mistakes, your own culturally programmed self-sabotage? Good. That signifies the old frame is beginning to crack. This relentless deconstruction of your social conditioning, this journey into the shadowed truths of attraction, this is the very essence of seduction noir. What you've heard is but a single key. The cathedral holds countless more, each unlocking a deeper chamber of psychological dominion. If this glimpse into the abyss has ignited a hunger for the full, unvarnished revelation, then you are beginning to hear the true call. The deepest, most noir truth that seduction noir unveils is this: your compulsion to chase is not primarily about her. It is a profound symptom of an unaddressed emptiness within you. It is the frantic seeking of external validation to fill an internal void, a desperate attempt to source your sense of worth from her approval, her presence, her desire. And this, paradoxically, is what makes you so deeply unerotic to a woman of substance. Her instincts are finely tuned to detect self-sufficiency. The man who is already whole, who possesses a rich inner world, a compelling mission, an unshakable sense of his own value, independent of any woman's validation, he is the one who radiates true masculine gravity. His lack of pursuit is not a tactic. It is a natural consequence of his internal state. He doesn't need to chase because his life is already full, his energy already potent and self-contained. This self-possession, this quiet certainty of his own worth, is monumentally attractive. It creates an aura of sovereign power that she finds herself inexplicably drawn towards.
She doesn't want to be the center of your empty universe. She wants to be invited into the orbit of your already blazing star. The forbidden knowledge is that her deepest desire is not for a man who needs her to feel complete, but for a man whose completeness is so compelling, she yearns to be a part of his world, to bask in his sovereign fire. Stop trying to fill your void with her. Fill your own void. Become the fire. and watch as she and the world begins to revolve around you. So, the next time that primal alarm to chase begins to scream, 1. Recognize the signal as illusion. Understand that this urge is a conditioned reflex, a ghost of past insecurities, not a true indicator of effective action. Name it. This is the chase reflex. It is a lie. 2. Initiate sovereign disengagement. Consciously, deliberately, withdraw your focused energy. Do not text. Do not call. Do not check her social media. Physically, turn your attention elsewhere, to your work, your purpose, your physical training, your creative endeavors. This is not passive waiting. It is active recentering. 3. Cultivate energetic indifference, the magnetic void. This is the hardest, most crucial step. It is not about feigning disinterest. It is about genuinely reaching a state where her response, or lack thereof, does not dictate your emotional equilibrium. Your peace, your value, must be sourced internally. This creates a powerful energetic vacuum that can, paradoxically, draw her interest back far more effectively than any pursuit. 4. If she re-engages, respond from sovereignty, not relief. If she reaches out, your response should be warm but unhurried, infused with the energy of your now self-contained world. Do not betray desperate relief. Match her energy, or be slightly less available. You are recalibrating the dynamic from a position of inherent value. This is not a tactic. It is an embodiment of self-sovereignty. It is the difficult, necessary alchemy of transmuting needy pursuit into magnetic presence. The path of the chaser is paved with frustration, rejection, and the slow erosion of self. The path of the sovereign is one of stillness, power, and the effortless magnetism of a man anchored in his own truth. The choice of which path to walk is, and always has been, yours. This relentless attack on your conditioned reflexes, this unveiling of the dark psychology beneath attraction, is the brutal mercy of seduction noir. We expose the lies so you may finally embrace the potent truth of your own inherent power. If this deconstruction has fractured your old reality, if the echo of this forbidden knowledge resonates within the core of your masculine being, then understand this is merely an initiation. Like this transmission, if you felt the chains of your old programming begin to loosen, subscribe, not merely to consume, but to continue the alchemical transformation of your inner world. And comment below, with unflinching honesty, what is the one chase you will commit to abandoning starting today? The cathedral doors are ajar. The shadows whisper truths for those with the courage to listen.